Evan. Yeah, I was doing it on purpose. Very on purpose. We'll probably keep doing it with Rafal. I'm just gonna keep playing Rafal in top tier until nobody wants to play. Maybe that will generate enough momentum so people don't want to play top tier anymore, and maybe that way Rafal will get nerfed or balanced. At least that's my like uninformed, spiteful hope for what's gonna happen. But yeah. People should be hating the plane more than they hate me. I hope it works. Nah, it's not gonna work. I just wanted to help Squish a little bit on just making content about Rafal. Just to prove the point on how disgustingly overpowered the plane is. And like, basically, if experienced player just wanted to, out of spite, we can just all play Rafal and ruin the game mode if we wanted to. Is that an ally? It is. was out of ammo. That was intentional, don't worry. Best possible outcome is the AC-30, Rafale, F-15 and Eurofighter move up a VR step. No, I think the best course of action is you just fucking nerf them to the ground. Like, not a single other plane would suffer if your Gunars were just nerfed. I don't really care about the changes in VR because, you know, that's the compression, and the compression is, well, most of the time good. Queue times might be affected, like especially for sim. For ARB, not really, because there's always a fuck ton of lobbies and players on the game mode. But like if the compression gets a little bit like too, well, so to say, too aggressive, then finding lobbies becomes a little bit of pain. My issue is that Gaijin just doesn't give a fuck about making things realistic anymore.
Excellent!
Like if they actually cared about realism, they wouldn't have given the Eurofighter and Rafale a Cobra button that allows it to pull a perpetual 50-degree AOA Cobra with no consequences and no penalties to lift. Oh wow, they're leaving. You suck. Hyacin, I think the title is false advertising as you're good. Nah, I'm not really that good, to be honest. Like, I only do well because I play overpowered vehicles. Or at least that's what some people think, and I think it's funny. R-73 for the win.
Guide on me!
That's an 8 then. You guys want to see what I do to A10s? Almost worked. Why do players never decide to go for guns? Like, just aim, dude. Easy. Let's see. Lost visual really hard. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, ally helping. I think I'm kind of chilling for now. I'll try to regain speed, make some separation, and like the quickest course of action will be to force a head-on. Or create some separation with altitude, like I really love doing. So I'm gonna cash in a little bit of speed, generate some separation with altitude, enable periodics because there's a beacon somewhere close. I'm going fast enough, I think. Now I'm gonna cash in the speed, try and pull him in. Not quite. I gained position anyway. Missed.
Guide on me. On me. Follow me.
Okay, there you go, finally.
Excuse me. Heading to the base.
Okay, got a Phantom and a Vegan coming in. Wow, those missed. Where's Vegan? We just merged. Vegan raid fighting. Better not crash. Okay, finally. Ooh, joiners. Okay. It's not gonna be a boring match then. Good.
Guide on me.
There's a lot of
Follow
SPGs.
me. Guide on me. Guide on me. Move after me. Yes.
Got one.
Follow me.
Holy fuck. I suck at aiming. There's another vegan coming.
Attention to the map. Move after me. Never. Follow me.
He didn't get the kill. Let's see. I'll take these rockets. Not bombs. Yeah, bombs. And less fuel since I don't expect to live for too long.
Guide on me. On me. Guide on me.
Wow, piece of shit, missed.
Follow me. Follow me.
Recomith Gaming. Hello, dude. How do you is? There's an A10. Oh, the A10 is stuck in the airfield. Well, I'm too far away now.
Move after me. Follow me.
I'm He's gonna assume somebody's gonna kill him. Okay, there he is. Researching USSR rank 4 planes. Nice. One step closer to the glorious SU-30. The only plane that matters. Oh. Okay. I will find this motherfucker.
Follow me! Move after me. Move after me. Guide on me. Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the designated grid square.
Is that a vegan? I won't be able to turn in time to fire 73. AIM-9Ms, don't worry. I have ATGMs with 40-kilometer range. I have a gun, and I have autism. All he has is a missile that gets the job done and compensates for physical issue. I'm just gonna find him and do the funny and kill him as he takes off. Yeah, that's a lot of F4s. There's 3. I think that's 3, 2 Vigans, and the A-10.
Move after me. Guide on me. Guide on me.
Aw. I thought he was a little bit further away. I guess he's just gonna keep flying a straight line. Oh, well done.
Well done. Guide on me.
Come on, piece of shit, turn. Turn. That probably won't reach.
Attention to
No, I don't think it's gonna reach. Whatever. fine. I'm just gonna get rid of some weight. I'll be able to dogfight anything. What are the tanks? Okay, they're right here. Air superiority frogfoot, am I right? Gotta keep an eye out for the 8 then. I'm gonna assume he's still like rearming and taking off and whatnot because he's very slow. I hit that motherfucker directly into the die. Okay, I'm gonna drop the bombs, turn around. Missile. Where? Trying to look for the 8 then. Should be like fairly easy to spot. Okay, he's still in the game somewhere.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
It's a tornado. That's a phantom. Want to try really hard to find the 8 then. We know that's the J7E.
Guide on me! On me! Guide on me!
Do you guys believe? I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. Hmm. We believe.
Excellent. Follow me. Guide on me.
Funny missile. Oh, that fucking guy is just nuking airfields, so I'm assuming he's just taking off, getting into contrail altitude and dunking on him. I'm assuming it's gonna be this airfield, so if I keep flying south from here, I might be able to just find him. Oh, no.
Move after me!
Should probably go RTV in a little bit too.
Attention to the map! Attention to the map!
I don't want to risk it. That being the A10. And extend away. Problem is, this thing has IR-based MOS, and it picks up flares. So I have no way of telling if it's just a flare or an actual missile
Pressure on. Victory is
coming
close.
towards me. Ooh, okay. He just died. He was bombing this airfield all the way to the right. On his way back, got nuked by fucking carrier.
We've captured a zone.
Yeah.
Guide on me. On me.
Move after me.
Well, there's a ground battle. I'm just gonna commit suicide. Might as well. Commit suicide on the SPA. I have 27 seconds of fuel, so like, might as well just make a suicide run. There's one.
Attention to the map.
Where's the last one? Okay, it's right there. Oh, there's a phantom on my ass, I think. Okay. It's a very, very well made game. Okay, actually, I'm gonna take empties. Take a little bit more fuel. There we go. I'm gonna stick around, make sure we win. I don't trust any of my allies to get the win for me, so.
On me!
But I have already had like a few situations lately where I'm playing whatever plane, top tier even, and I basically just steamroll an entire match. So say for example, there's only one single enemy left and like 6 allies. So I'm like, okay, there's only one guy left, and there's like maybe 15 or 10% of the tickets remaining to win. Even when a significant advantage, these motherfuckers just lose the game because they just leave. Against a single guy with ticket advantage. So, I play for the win. I cannot trust my allies anymore. Unless it's an actual like friend of mine. That's a MiG-21. That's MiG-23.
Follow me! On me! Follow me!
The guy in the 810 respawn, I wonder where he is. Oh, actually, I forgot. The KH-38s have a very good thermal camera. It's not as good as the main targeting pod, but still. They have a very good resolution, very good FOV, so I can actually look around and look for this 810. Gonna notch this as 4 so he doesn't find me. Where's the 810?
Somebody cover me! Follow me! Follow me!
Nope, don't think about it.
Somebody cover me! On me! Roger that! Follow me!
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Returning to the base.
think I got a couple phantoms taking off. Just gonna keep minding my business until they get slow. I mean, close.
Attention to the designated grid square.
They're just phantoms. What could they possibly do to me? Dogfight me? Fucking boats. Okay, that's a MiG-21.
A little more effort and victory will be ours.
I kind of still don't really get how to aim these rockets properly. Because, you know, you have the CCIP for ballistic computer.
Follow me.
But the problem is that the heads-up display is not parallax free.
Guide on me.
So
Guide on me.
they end up coming off, like,
Guide on me.
actually way off to where you're aiming.
Attention to the map.
You believe it or not, this thing dogfights better than a fucking F4. I can actually raid. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna merge with this guy. Flare, maybe he sees me. Okay, he does. Uh-oh. It's fine. I'll win. He flies away? Well, if he flies away, he gets the missile. Well, more accurate engagement if the Soviet Union won the war and got credit for it. Imagine MiG-21s in Vietnam just carrying R-73s against F-4s. That's a Mirage of 1. IRCCM slingers deserve to fight against other IRCCM slingers. Okay, I'm gonna snipe this thing from 4 kilometers away. Watch. Watch, watch.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Guide on me.
Almost.
Follow me. Follow me. Guide on me.
Ugh. Bro didn't even see me. Okay. I'm gonna keep dogfighting the ground units.
Move after me. On me.
Okay, there we go. Where's the F4?
We captured a zone.
Move after me. On me. Guide on me.
Man, I really wish I had a radar to let him know I'm here.
Follow me.
What if I turn on smoke? Even British ones. Yeah, like they're still Phantoms. The funny thing is, Frogfoot with combat flaps becomes almost a fucking UFO. Oh, look. There's another ground mount all the way there. Match is about to end, so probably by the time I kill a couple ground units, the game is gonna end. Turn off smoke. This SU-25 that I'm flying right now, it also has the best flying model. It's a lot more stable than the other ones for some reason, and I think it's also lighter.
Returning to the base.
Like at the amount of fuel I have right now, I can just merge with pretty much anything and I can just raid. This thing can actually cook. The main issue is that it doesn't have damping on the elevator axis. So if you get too slow, it's gonna behave like a rocking chair, and it's a pain in the ass to aim the guns. Now there's still a tank down there that I couldn't kill earlier. One SPA is on fire. I'm gonna get nuked by SPA right now. Maybe not. Yeah, I win. I win the dogfight against SPA. Massive skill issue. Interesting, I didn't think the SM3 had airframe modifications. Not airframe, but it's lighter than the 39 and the 25T. Like this one doesn't have the fucking hump on the back. And it's also like a lot more stable on the pitch axis for some reason. So like, flight model is pretty much the best one. Like the engines are the same, airframe is the same basically, but it's a lot lighter than the older variants. I kind of prefer the 25T just because of the Vickers. It's funny just slamming people in the head on with invisible missile, with proxy fuse, unflareable, just like 9M. 9M, it's basically like a 9M but kind of Fox 1 and only pulls like 2 Gs. Like I would play SU-25T on Denmark, just multi-pathing the whole time, just like everyone else is doing. they will see me from far away and just start multi-pathing, zooming in towards me, and they just die to fucking Vickers to the face. Big funny. Oh, there you go. I won the game. Easy carry. No, I don't want premium account to go fuck yourself, Gaijin. Do you guys know I have a screw on this thing? I got it for free. Just playing with it. Let's see what else. What else do we have? Wow, look at the variety. How about top tier? Wow, top tier Tunisia. Just wow. Such an exciting top tier environment. Actually, I could play America. Keep grinding the F15E a little bit. I could play this Afghan. It's fresh. It's only been going on for 20 minutes. Get the boosters going. Alright. Rare, Simple Sinful stream. I'll play America today. Evening hazy. Right. Full in 120, 40% fuel. Yeah, I'll use this airfield. Wow, I just spawned in an American plane. I'm already yawning. How many hours in War Thunder? I think StatShark displays like 1,600, which sounds about right. Well, 1,600 on Sim, which is like the only game mode I care about, so yeah, 1,600. Who is this guy? He is right there, behind this little ridge. They just merged. Wow, imagine being in a fall and dying to a fucking SU-33. You're gonna touch grass now, have fun. gonna slow down.
Air brake on.
Last thing I want is overshoot and get a 73 to the fucking face. Where you go? Where is he?
Air brake on. Over G.
Maybe that one.
Over G. Over G.
No, that's an ally. No idea where he went.
Roll left. Over G. Roll left.
Oh, there's somebody shooting around here. Might be the same guy.
Over G. Roll left.
Do you have a lot of tech trees researched, by the way? No, pretty much only Russia, USA, and France. It's like the only nations I actually care about. I think it's like the only nations that actually have like good value, in the sense that they're like the core, and a lot of other nations are just like secondary because they don't really get a lot of unique stuff, especially in high tiers, top tiers. They just get a lot of copy pasted shit.
On me.
The next nation I actually want to grind would be either China or Italy.
Over G.
Italy is probably the best nation for Flying Typhoon. It's also very unique for top tier because you get... Where's that guy coming from?
Over G.
Okay, I see him.
Over G. AOA. Lock. Lock. AOA.
Like, Italy is probably one of the best minor nations you can grind. Like, at top tier they have Typhoon.
Need backup.
It's the best Typhoon because it has the IRST, and it's a minor nation, which means you can play Italy on either side. You can play on red, you can play on blue if you want, so the availability of matches is, well, it's a lot higher because it's a minor nation.
Over G.
So, if you wanted to play Eurofighter, you would kind of be stuck playing... Oh, motherfucker.
Lock. AOA.
Me when my radar locks onto the missile instead of the plane with a radar cross-section 1,000 times bigger. Did I kill him? No. Yeah, overall, like I would say the only nations that are like the most significant are US, because, well, of course, US, Russia, France, because France is very unique. Then I would say China. I'm only speaking like at high tiers, top tier, right? So China and Italy. Like when it comes to minor nations, I would say France and Italy gotta be the best. Just because of the stuff they currently have. Like Italy has Gripen, you can play that Gripen on either side because again it's a minor nation. They have Eurofighter with IRST. You can play on either side. Then you have France with a bunch of good stuff at like 10.0 onwards. Then you have Rafale, the Mirage 2000 with Mikas, which is also really good. red side, well, China is not necessarily super unique just yet,
Victory will be ours.
but it's very likely they will be eventually.
Look.
Like they're gonna get some like different flavors of flankers in the future. Apparently these Chinese flankers are also like lighter. I think they are lighter. So it's basically flanker gameplay, a little bit different missiles. So like China and Russia definitely gonna be like really unique. Who just exploded and where? I think that's a Rafale.
Over G. Over G.
Okay, slow down.
Air brake on.
Drop the fuel tanks.
Over G. Lock. Lock. Over G. Over G. Over G.
I really hope that's not an ally or whatever the fuck I just shot at.
Over G. Over G. Over G.
Oh, okay, there's the flanker.
Lock.
Bro is sending all his shit.
Over G.
Decided to go for a missile because I didn't want to slow down and risk overshooting and
Over G.
just messing the fucking gun approach, so might as well.
Over G.
Do we dogfight Eurofighter today?
Over G. Over G.
He's going over this ridge, so lock him on radar.
Lock.
Hit the missile.
Lock.
Fuck, I fired you. Yeah, I fired you. I'm a fucking dumbass. Actually stupid.
Over G. Over G.
Are you better at air to air or air to ground? Well, air to ground as far as enduring confrontation is concerned. Yeah, both. Ground RB, I don't play it. Can't really say I dislike the game mode because I barely played it, especially high tiers, but my autism is currently on enduring confrontation pretty much and nothing else.
Over G. Over G.
Like if I already know how to fly, I already have like insane game sense and situational awareness. Like, oh well, just doing CAS in ground RB or ground sim, it's probably not gonna be that much different. All I have to do is just memorize the engagement like capabilities of the SPAs, and like that's kinda it.
Over G.
Turn a different direction to maybe fool him. Peek over here.
Attack the A point.
I see a flare. He just went over the mountain. Is that him? No.
Follow me.
Oh.
Over G. Over G.
Ugh. Okay, I'm stupid. Is AC-27 fucked in sim? The very first one? Yeah, it's fucked. It was a little bit more playable before Eurocanards got into the game. like last year before December patch, like playing SU-27S in top tier was still doable. Because American planes were still like very powerful. Like compared to everything else, they were basically like the pure meta. And like there was still a decent bit of stuff you were able to do against them. So it wasn't like necessarily hopeless. But like ever since Eurofighter and Rafale just got to the game, like S-27S is just dead. Also gotta keep in mind that we don't even have a 13.3 bracket yet on Sim after like probably a year or more. So you take a look at blue side planes at 13.0, they have a bunch of modern Fox 3 slingers, like fucking Kafir C10. It's literally like a Delta with a funny flight model, and basically has top tier avionics with modern Fox 3s in a bracket where a lot of planes still have Fox 1s only, or SPO 15s like MiG-29s. So God forbid the fucking SU-27 gets moved down to 13.0, because it might actually compete in that bracket and maybe save it. But no, too broken. It has R-27ER and the ER is too overpowered. R-27ER is scary because there was nothing the West had to compete on that time period. However, they're just gonna give A120Cs, not 120Cs, 120As to the fucking Harrier, which is also fucking busted in the bracket. My ally better kill that guy. There's no fuck. Wow. Okay, buddy. How do you die to a Jeff? Like, he literally had the aggression on the Jeff and still lost. That's just wow. Slow down.
Air brake on.
Where's Jeff? Where the fuck did he go?
Over G.
Oh, there he is.
Over G. Over G.
Drop the fuel tanks.
AOA.
Drop the flaps.
AOA.
Use rudder to flip around in place.
AOA. Critical
Control the plane.
AOA. Altitude.
And now don't miss the fucking shot.
Altitude.
Oh well.
AOA.
A hit is a hit.
Speed. AOA. Critical speed. AOA. 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 AOA.
I'm gonna have to extend. This is a very, very high altitude dogfight, so either of us can fuck it up real quick, so I'm gonna extend away, regain speed.
Roll left.
I need around 900 kph at this altitude to hopefully stay alive. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is.
Over G.
Okay.
Over G. Over G. Lock. Over G.
Yeah, I'm not risking it. Yep. Exactly. Okay, now I jettisoned fuel bags, and now I'm like medium fuel, so I'm gonna go easy on the afterburner. I'm gonna let him fly past first. Gotta IFF properly. That's a Hornet, but given that the fucking piece of shit is copy pasted in every single nation in game, might as well IFF. It's an ally. Cool. There's 5 people. They had 100 meters multi-pad plus invisible missiles, but the Cry River's about 27 ER. Yeah, like you have to keep in mind, like if we go back and we take a look at both sides of the coin, like okay, our 27 ER, best Fox 1 back then, like real impressive overall, but like with the disparity of Fox 1s, like there was literally no point on you doing BBR whatsoever. Like going high altitude was a choice. So if kind of if you died to 27 ER was also a choice. Like you just play on the deck. There's 100 meters multipath. You have like twice the amount of flares as fucking Russian planes, and you have invisible missiles and also like the best flight models at the time, together with the Gripen. But now if you take a look at the fucking Russian stuff, like from their perspective, like you would have to fly Flanker, which was the absolute worst flight model, like hands down, together with the MiG-29, which was, well, was and still is dog shit even to this day. You had SPO-15, which for the biggest time was barely even working properly because it wasn't even modeled completely just yet. Did I mention the flight model? Yeah, the flight model was dog shit. You had to maintain total situational awareness, because if you had the SPO-15 and the enemy decided to track you with TWS, then you will never be able to judge how far away they are.
Lock. Over G. Over G. Over G.
That's Ninjato. Ninja.
Over G. Altitude. Bingo. Over G.
I put pressure now. Yeah, so like overall, if you wanted to play flanker, which I did a fuck ton, you had to deal with the flight model. You had to be better than them at dogfighting. You had to pray your 73 didn't spin out of control. You had to be super aware to, you know, you had to know an enemy was coming for you to flare the fucking 9M, right? What else? You have to deal with baby planes that were able to pull 14 Gs up your ass and have like twice the dogfight performance that you had. You also didn't have the airway button, so if you want to squeeze every single like potential of the flanker flying model, you would have to master the use of manual control on that plane. You also had dogship radar that never worked. You also had dogship RWR that for the biggest time never really told you how far away the targets were. You had less flares. And well, 27 ER was too OP.
Check fuel.
And because the 27 ER is so damn OP, they preferred to give the 29 to 27 ER instead of the 73. Which, it's gotta be one of the most dog shit balanced decisions this company has made. At least for high tiers that I know. This is an SU-30. Should have used missiles. There's the MiG-29. You see the black dot approaching.
Bingo. Bingo. Over G. AOA. Lock. AOA. AOA. Warning. Fuel low. AOA. Altitude.
Me when I notch.
Over G.
Oh fuck, I'm out of chaff. Uh-oh. There's another missile coming.
Over G.
It's gonna multi-path. Trench.
Over G. Warning. Over G. Over G. Lock. Lock. Shaft flare. Low. Over G. Over G.
Explosionized. And I go RTV. Or at least try to. Another one. Okay. This one.
Warning.
38 then. I still having 120, so just gonna try to keep notching on the deck because I'm out of chaff. I won't be able to like do the funny Fruit Loop for notching.
Roll right. Roll right. Warning. Fuel low.
He's firing all his shit.
Warning.
Oh,
Failure.
okay, it worked.
Shaft flare. Low.
I'm still alive, buddy. Very alive.
Over G.
With two 120s.
Over G. Lock. Lock.
Okay, it's dead. They still haven't backed down from that decision, yeah. Which is why I just gave up having hope for an enjoyable MiG-29 in an enjoyable bracket or an enjoyable flanker flying model that doesn't require you to be the absolute best player in the entire game to make it work properly. Yet that I'm playing America today. I'm slamming tourists. Playing the most overrated aircraft on the planet right now. Yeah, you know what's funny is I had so much hopium for MiG-29 fly model. I was actually like expecting Gaijin to actually buff the MiG-29
Lock.
because of the one we're receiving being premium. So I was expecting like a MiG-29 premium to be like the main motive for them to fix the fly model, and nah, it's not happening.
Lock.
This guy's in the contrails. This guy's medium altitude climb. Holy fuck, all of them are there.
Lock.
1, 2,
Lock.
3, 4. Okay. Well,
Over G.
we do the funny BBR thingy.
Lock.
This guy's turning away already. There's somebody right there up high in the cons, so I shoot at him.
Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G.
Ally exploded.
Over G.
missiles are gone. Point the radar to my left towards the deck in case these guys are trying to sneak up on me. There's one running away.
Lock.
That's the guy in the cons.
Over G. Over G.
I don't know where he is.
Altitude.
Okay, I see him now.
Over G. Altitude. Over G. Lock. Over G. Over G.
Where's the Eurofighter? In front?
Over G.
Where? Oh,
Over G. Over G. Over G.
should have notched the guns. Yeah, did you know the F-18 is massively overperforming? Not necessarily massively, but definitely like very significant margins.
Over G.
So if people think the Hornet is dog shit, well, they should be thankful because it could be worse. Actually could be worse.
Over G.
That missile is likely gone, so here I counterattack.
Lock. AOA. Altitude. Over G. Over G.
Haha.
Over G.
Dude, I think I'm using way too much chaff. Already out. Gonna start taking a little bit more after this. Aha, who are you?
Over G. Over G. Over G.
Follow me.
Follow me.
Enemy. Looks like a flanker or MiG-29 because it has very smoky engines. Oh, just got hit. Yep. Two more dots in there. I'll take a little bit of cover in the terrain. What exactly is he shooting at? Oh, there's a capture point. Didn't notice. I'll start going in there slowly.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Oh, I think somebody asked how do I maintain situational awareness on sim? Well, this. Just look around all the time. If you rely purely on your sensors to do the work for you, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. Okay, that's this site Typhoon.
Lock. Over G. Over G. Over G. Roll right.
A reliable AIM-120? Incredible.
Over G.
Oh, okay, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm very cooked. I'm very cooked. I forgot I have no chaff.
Over G. Altitude. Altitude.
Have to remember to take
Warning.
more. Yeah.
Engine failure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the F-18, from what I understand, is the F-18 engines produce more thrust while installed than on the bench. So they produce more thrust inside the plane than outside. So it has negative channel loss. Now, the main issue is that what Gaijin does is they use channel loss of engines also as a balance factor. And the main problem with having too little channel loss is that the engines are producing more thrust than they should. So what Gaijin does is that they just basically tune the flight model to be a little bit more draggy, right? But on planes like the Hornet, which produce more thrust than they should, far more, just means that they can make the flight model more draggy if they want, sure, but because the overperformance in thrust basically means that at stall fights in very slow speeds, the plane can actually sit on the engines way better than it should, because at slower speeds, like, there's barely any drag. It's basically you like sitting on your engines most of the time. It's basically the engines like lifting your plane up and keeping it afloat. So if the engine power of the Hornet was a little bit more accurate, then it would not be able to stand on its engines at slower speeds at all, which I would love if that was the case. Kind of similar, I would say it's probably similar to Gripen too, because Gripen has no channel loss either. Basically, it has like 3%, which is nothing. This guy just crashed there. And I'm being shot at from different direction, I think. There? No. That's a stray missile. Anyway, TLDR is Russian planes are not allowed to overperform when it comes to flight model. Everything else, however, is. So, like, the very moment Eurocanars got introduced into the game, and they were already like massively bullshit, and then they just give like they just decided to give them the fucking AOA button. Just like that was literally the what convinced me to believe that Gaijin gives zero fucks about balance or realism anymore. So they just do what they want. Yeah, MiG-29 has a fuck ton of channel loss. So the channel loss on planes like a MiG-29 just means that at very slow speeds where drag is already low, you won't be able to sit on your engines at all. That's why the plane performance suffers so damn much at slower speeds. Because it has no thrust to sit on. It also makes no lift. And it's insanely draggy. That's why it's, yeah, it's dog shit.
Move after me.
Okay, I'm gonna play like a rat inside the terrain. I'm not really a fan of doing that. See, the main issue is, like, I got killed by that guy, Ninjato, got ambushed, he fired an ET, fine. But the main problem is, like, I was never able to find him on radar. And the reason why I was never able to find him is because the higher up you go, the more situational awareness you are required to maintain at all times if you want to stay alive. And also, like, I had my radar on, so even if I'm pointing my radar forward, there's gonna be a lot of like residual radiation from the radar just bouncing everywhere all around me. So for example, I can just point my radar right in front like this, and there could be somebody right there getting pings from my radar because the radiation is bouncing everywhere. So the main issue is going way too fast and staying too high like this just limits your situational awareness way too much. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons why planes like well, the American planes mostly, 16Cs, 15Es, whatever. I think they suffer because of that. Not because like their planes are better BVR, but I think because players get tunnel vision in doing BVR way too much. So basically you lose situational awareness on everything that's happening below you. And make Bloofer mainly learn how to actually fly. Heresy. Here's the thing, like I made the Discord server to hopefully teach people how to play EC, how to duel and shit. But I ended up noticing, like, well, I cannot learn on people's behalf. Like, I cannot borrow their brain and learn on their behalf. So like, if people actually wanted to learn, they would show some interest, but I don't. So like, I made the server like try to make it like as friendly as I could to motivate people into actually dueling or practicing or, you know, whatever. And like barely anyone shows any interest. So again, like if people wanted to get good, they would. Like my take is that instead of wanting to get good, they just want to keep zombieing like dumbasses and keep dying and not put any effort on it. So even if I wanted to teach US mains, I don't think they're gonna learn, because in order to learn they would have to be willing to learn, and none of them are. I think the biggest sacrilege I have ever made in War Thunder was teaching people how to vertical notch. Because that has actually allowed US mains to get better at the game, and I don't sit very well with that. I saw somebody around here, but I don't know if it's an ally or not. Protect the allied attackers. Oh, hold on. That's an ally. Then who the fuck is he shooting at? That guy? That's a player. I thought it was AI, but no, it's a player. MiG-29 on my ass, that's fantastic. I see him.
Air brake on. Altitude. Over G. Pull up. Over G. Pull up. Pull up. Over G. Over G. AOA. AOA. Critical speed. AOA. AOA. Critical speed. AOA. AOA. Critical speed. AOA.
Bro, use guns, hello?
AOA. Caution.
These people are lazy. Like, I was literally right there, just use guns, dude. Okay, fair enough. It's 4 before. Technically very big bullet, true. See, I missed those shots and I pay for it. No, actually my mistake was playing this dog shit overrated plane. That's my mistake. Like, how is it possible that a plane that is only good at shooting down MiG-29s and MiG-21s in real life is not good at shooting down flankers? Heresy. There's an ally in front of me.
Over G. Over G.
Is that a merch? I don't know. Forget about the biggest threat the F-15s face. Like I think they've shot down more than 70 MiG-21s.
Over G. Over G. Over G.
Like, oh, scary. There was like MiG-29s armed with R-60s. Like, wow, we shot down MiG-29s that were like... I think it's gotta be one of the most heavily downgraded planes that they could have possibly ever shot down.
Over G. Over G.
Unrelated, but have you guys seen the news about fucking Iranian attacks on Israel? The retaliation and how the Iron Dome is failing? Like, the fact that the Iron Dome is probably failing that hard just leads me to believe it's a fucking weapon.
Over G.
Well, basically a shield mostly made for propaganda, because it doesn't look like it's doing very well against like an actual threat.
Over G.
So, oh well, Iron Dome has always been like super efficient at shooting down like unguided rockets or some bullshit like that. But the one they have to face like an actual threat, they just shit the bed. That's what I think about the American planes.
Over G. Over G. Over G.
Again,
AOA. AOA. Critical speed. AOA. Critical speed. Critical speed. AOA. 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 Critical AOA. Altitude. Altitude.
Iron Dome, I completely agree with you. Modern missiles, especially hypersonic ones, are just gonna break through easily. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna take anything with like anything for granted. Like, I really try really hard to not take anything for granted when it comes to politics. Which is why I like saying American planes are dog shit, because I'm not gonna just blindly believe the claims that wow, the planes is goated because they shot down like 70 MiG-21s. Like, the thing about the Iron Dome is interesting because, you know, when like for probably 2 or 3 decades that thing has existed, and it's basically been like an impenetrable shield against a fuck ton of different munitions, guided rockets and whatever the fuck. So like, that thing, like, it served its purpose, but at the same time it started, like, people started building it up as a propaganda weapon too. Because wow, if we're doing so fucking well against unguided rockets, this thing is goated. And like, well, like Israel became really damn well known, like militarily, because of the Iron Dome. Well, guess what? Like an actual fucking threat is actually attacking the country right now, and the fucking Iron Dome is shitting itself.
Over G.
So like, oh, this is what you have to deal with now, with that, like an actual serious engagement of an actual conflict. So like, the Iron Dome failing that miserably just kind of destroyed like all of the 2 decades or 3 decades of propaganda they built around it.
Over G. Roll right.
And everything works the exact same way, by the way. I'm not only gonna shit on US tech or Israeli tech, because if you take a look at Rafale, on those engagements they had in India, where apparently a J-10 shot down a Rafale, like, oh well, they shot down like 3 of them, I think, and apparently the fucking French government told them to stop using Rafales because they were ruining the reputation of the plane. They literally told them to ground the Rafales and not use them to prevent more of them from being shot down. Same thing as J-10C vs Rafale. Yeah, you got ahead of me. Sorry, didn't read chat quick enough for that.
Over G.
I have no missiles, but I don't give a fuck. Guns is all I need. Oh,
Over G.
did I just hear a Griffin?
Over G.
I have no idea where that guy is. No, that's an ally. So I'm not looking in the right direction.
Over G.
I saw the 27 ET come from like around here. There was so many game changers in Ukrainian conflict that I completely lost the count. Do you happen to remember the Ghost of Kiev? A MiG-29 pilot that became an ace in a single day against a fucking fleet of Su-35s. Sure thing.
Bingo.
Fucking full of propaganda. That's a flanker.
Over G. Over G.
I'm gonna get very close and I'm gonna spook him.
Check fuel. Check.
He just fired.
Over G. Over G.
Oh fuck, there's 2 of them.
Roll right. Roll right. Over G. Over G.
Hopefully he doesn't see me, hopefully not.
Over G. Bingo. Over G. Bingo. Air brake on.
He's out.
Over G.
Where's the other one?
Check fuel. Over G. Over G. AOA. AOA. Check fuel. AOA. AOA. Bingo. Warning. Fuel low. AOA. Warning. Fuel low. AOA. Warning. AOA. AOA.
Flanker eater. Flanker eater.
Roll right.
The ghost of Q shut down 999 on SU-35.
Warning, fuel low. Warning, fuel low.
Actually, don't laugh. That's true. Yeah, that claim that F-16 shut down an SU-35, I find it so hard to believe.
Attack the D point.
Like, the disparity in technology between both planes, and, well, at least the F-16s that Ukraine is receiving. I find it really hard to believe that, even in the modern world, like, I find it really hard to believe that planes would even get close enough to each other to, like, shoot each other down.
Warning, low.
Like in the case of Pakistan-India conflict, the J-10 apparently shooting down the Rafale from who knows how fucking far away. Well, well, I don't really know who I mean by we, but found out that basically fucking J-10 is receiving fully capable PL-15s from China. So they're not even export versions. They're not even like downgraded, I think. They literally got the real deal PL-15. Which has an ASA seeker, apparently. So, yeah. PL-15 with ASA seeker, like, not a single RWR is probably gonna ever pick up that thing. Like, have you guys played on Sim? Sometimes you will get a bug where you do not receive RWR warnings for incoming Fox 3s. Well, that's kind of like probably PL-15 will be able to do. So, because it's an ASA seeker, it's basically impossible to determine exactly which radio frequency comes from an actual missile and which ones are noise. So, PL-15 with ASA seeker, you're never gonna be able to pick it up on RWR. You just die. Straight up. Just explode. I imagine the only way to like pick that thing up would be like with early radar control, whatever AWACS is called, or ground radars that are so fucking powerful they can actually pick up projectiles from insanely far away. Then like, yeah, you see a fucking projectile coming Mach 4 towards your pilot, like you're gonna fucking tell them to run the fuck away. I don't really follow the war in Ukraine that much, so I'm not really up to date on everything that happens, but if I had a penny for every single time somebody says that an F-16 shot down an SU-35, like for the past 2 years, I would have like 4.
Warning, fuel low.
Attack the A point.
Warning, fuel low. Warning, fuel low.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
The J-10C probably used AWACS for later links since the KLG. I assume that's the radar on the J-10. Doesn't have the range to use max distance of the PL-15. Yeah, I assume. Because PL-15, well, at least on Wikipedia, well, you know, Wikipedia not exactly like super reliable, but at least on Wikipedia it's stated that the PL-15 has almost like 200 kilometer range, like something absurd like that, probably even a little bit more. So like, yeah, I think J-10 with its radar and its kinematics probably will not be able to like achieve the maximum range of the PL-15.
Warning, fuel.
So yeah, using radars, yeah, I find it believable, yeah. Makes sense. Hello, Shimira. How we doing? We're playing America today, and I'm gagging. Fucking disgusting plane. Overrated shit, I hate him.
Air brake on.
American planes are the kings of being mid at absolutely everything.
Over G. Air brake on. Warning, air brake on. Warning, fuel low. Roll right. Air brake on. Air brake on. Fuel low. Air brake on. Warning, fuel low.
You know, now that you mention AWACS,
Air
I remember some fucking sim larpers just wanting to receive AWACS for the game mode,
Need backup.
wanting to receive two-way data link,
Air brake
wanted to
on.
receive fucking E120C7 or E120 deltas. Like, these motherfuckers want, they really want the game to play itself completely. Like, all they want is, they want to have like a map that is like 4 times bigger than this, so they can take off their F-22, climb to the stratosphere, launch their missiles, and just like let the fucking AWACS get the kills for them, and just R2E. Zero effort gameplay, just like Eurofighter mains want for their planes. Literally wanting to play the game to play itself. Murph wanting the IRST on this Eurofighter because Russia has 73s and 73s are too unfair. Like, imagine needing a dogfighting missile on the absolute best flying model in the entire game. Like, oh well, sorry you don't have a fucking missile to compensate for your skill issue to use actual guns. Joiners. Dude, by the time R37M and PL17 come to the game, nobody's gonna be playing top tier. Like, look at the fucking state we're at right now. If I decided to play Rafale right now, I would have ended this game ages ago. I would have made everyone quit already. Like, just, like, take a step back. Take a look at the current balance that we have in top tier right now. Take a look at what the Eurocanard fly models are capable of doing. And now imagine an F-22 doing or having a better flight model than that. Because I don't think US mains will tolerate that their F-22 cannot beat the Rafale or the Eurofighter. So my expectations for something like the F-22 is gonna be like the plane is gonna be massively busted on purpose because US players will not accept that their favorite overrated plane cannot beat the Eurocanards. So either the F-22 ends up being like an actual fucking UFO sustaining 30 degrees per second at stalling speeds. The plane is basically gonna be that OP. Or something that is even more unlikely to happen is that Eurocanards get nerfed.
Lock.
But I don't see that happening either. Because, you know, British mains are gatekeeping a document to prevent the Eurofighter from getting nerfed, or the Gripen. Like, we're literally already on ace combat territory. Like, I believe when I started streaming, like, 2 hours ago, one of the guys, I don't really know if the guy is still on stream or not, but one of the guys said that he had a really hard time playing against me when I was using Rafale. I was spawn camping on purpose like 2 days ago. And the thing is, yeah, I was spawn camping on purpose. I was using Rafale incessantly in top tier because I want to hopefully kill the game mode. I want people to recognize my name even more, and I want them to not play against me, especially when I play Rafale. Because it's mainly to prove the fucking point. Like, if experienced players actually wanted to, they can just all play Rafale, come together, and like, I was playing Rafale with Squish Face. And we basically create like quote unquote hyper squad where we just assemble a team of like 4 or 5 people, and we basically spread each other on different lobbies so we can kill multiple lobbies at the same time with Rafales.
Lock.
That's exactly what we did. So like again, like look at the current game balance. The only thing like keeping me away from abusing Rafal 24/7 is like unwritten morals that nobody cares about for Sim. But if I wanted to, I can just come together with all of the guys and just play Rafal incessantly and just kill the game mode if we wanted to. Like there's literally nothing stopping us from doing so.
Altitude.
But yeah, like take a look at the current game balance we have right now.
Over G.
Take a look at how oppressive the Eurocanards fly models are compared to absolutely everything else. Because right now, everything that isn't an Eurocanard, it's barely ever winning a dogfight. Nothing. Also, Eurocanards are reaching the notch much sooner than any other plane in the game because they can pull 15 Gs or more for far longer than anything else because they don't have any speed bleed. So if you take a look at the current game balance, you take a look at how Eurocanards are basically just the pure definition of bullshit, then you can only imagine what the F-22 is gonna be like. And by the way, we're probably gonna be fighting F-22 in your all Su-35S, which is just as heavy as the Su-30.
Lock.
And by the way, I did the testing. There is a custom mission where you can create customized fly models and fly them around. So I basically took the Su-30's fly model and I increased the thrust by around 12% to simulate the upgraded engines from the Su-35. And the plane is abysmal dogshit. It's just as dogshit.
Lock.
Like the thing about the flanker is that the slow speed performance, it's so insanely cooked. No amount of thrust is ever gonna compensate for it. Simple as that. So you're gonna have a Su-35S, which yeah has more thrust. It's probably gonna be useful for flying in a straight line, like doing BBR and whatever.
On. Over G.
But it's a fly model that is so fucking cooked that it's gonna be far worse than pretty much everything else. Like even if it has thrust vectoring, like fucking Eurocanards can still just pull 16 Gs and get on your 6 immediately.
Over G. Lock. Over G. Over G. Over G.
Hold on, I'm locked in.
Over G.
I think that's a J11.
Over G. Roll left.
Awesome.
AOA.
Okay. So what I was saying is the Su-35S, it's basically gonna be kind of like a copy-paste Su-30. It's gonna be just as bad flight model-wise. And yeah, the engines are gonna be a little bit better. It's gonna make the plane a little bit
Right.
like more usable, especially for BBR. Acceleration is gonna be better. Anything that has to be like flying in a straight line is gonna be better. Energy retention, the high speed is probably gonna be way too high, and the plane is gonna compress. So if any of you have flown the Su-30, you will notice that the plane compresses at very high speeds, in the sense that it doesn't pull enough Gs and also retains way too much speed. So that's basically what I mean by compression of the airframe. Well, the Su-35 is gonna be just as bad. And also, like, the Su-30 is already limited to like 12 Gs maximum when everything else is pulling 16. So like even if you have thrust vectoring, you'll be falling over your ass most of the time, barely able to sit on your engines because the plane is still very heavy. You're not gonna be generating any lift, and you're gonna be fighting Eurocanards and a bunch of other bullshit we don't have yet with AOA buttons and perpetual 50-degree Cobras with infinite lift and no penalties whatsoever. So every single plane right now, even if I decided to play like Su-30 against Rafal, like Rafal can basically do the exact same shit as the Su-30, kind of the same shit, but easier because the plane is more stable. Like in order to fly the Su-30 properly and use the TVC and aim the guns and do all that shit, you need like 4 times the amount of thumbs as any other player on something like Rafal. And that comes from me just dueling extensively in the fucking Su-30 to the point where I'm so fucking tired of using the SU-30 because of the massive amount of workload I have to endure when every single fucking retard in Rafal can just monkey pull 16 Gs and get on my ass with no skill whatsoever. So yeah, unless flanker fire model gets changed and it's allowed to overperform like everything else is, then the SU-35S is not gonna change anything. It's only gonna be another missile bus. Another missile bus that is just adjusted for the match for the meta we don't have yet. So like Raptors, the Eurofighters with ASA radars, Meteors, probably the more modern Micah NG or some shit, and a bunch of IR missiles. Oh, by the way, yeah, I forgot to mention, like every single plane, by the time we receive SU-35S, every single one of those planes is gonna have their own modern thrust-vectoring missile. So if you think R-74M is gonna work against Rafale pulling 17 Gs and landing a Micah IR on your ass, well, they're basically gonna be even more capable of doing the exact same shit you do, but better. And their missiles are just gonna be exactly as busted as yours. So, I don't know. It's gonna be funny meta, where thrust vectoring means absolutely nothing.
Check fuel.
Anyways, Bob the Rafale. I love the new mid. Yeah, that's yeah.
Check fuel.
I wonder who these guys are. AI maybe.
Lock. Over G.
We'll see.
Altitude.
SU-30, that's behind me there.
Altitude.
Or this one. One down, two down.
Over G. Bingo.
Pretty sure I hit both.
Well done. Well done.
Check fuel. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Over G. Check fuel. Check fuel. Over G. Bingo. Over G. Over G.
Excellent.
Altitude. Check fuel. Altitude. AOA.
So lucky.
Altitude. AOA.
Pull the flaps. Prepare for a reversal here. I'm out of flares.
Attack the A point.
AOA. Critical speed. Check fuel.
Roger that.
Critical speed. AOA.
Hmm.
AOA. Warning. Fuel low. Check
That's the ground.
Check fuel. Warning. Fuel low. Warning. Fuel low. Warning. Fuel low.
I'll go RTB.
Over G.
No flares, no good.
Over G.
Actually, there is an improvised way I can... Oh, okay, well, everyone left. There is an improvised way I can flare incoming missiles, and that's by shooting my Fox 3 the very moment they fire at me. So the missile gets distracted by mine. There's only 2 guys left, and I'm getting pings from both already, so I should be safe to RTB. Game is won already, so... How are we doing? 22-6. America is 2 OP. Oracle. Yeah, there you go. Rafale is probably the most buff plane in this game history, followed by Eurofighters. You gotta keep in mind that J-10, Eurofighter, and Rafale are copy-pasted from the Grip and Fly model. They are all the exact same plane, the exact same fly model, with the main difference being the engine thrust and a little bit of the AOA and lift curves, but they're basically copy-pasted fly model. Like, I think if like if you take all 4 fly models, so Eurofighter, Rafale,
Bravo.
Gripen, and J10, you take all of those fly models, you do a little bit of math to find exactly how much weight do they need to produce exactly 1-to-1 thrust to weight ratio, and you compare them in stat chart, they're probably gonna be like more than 90% identical. More than 90%. They're all copy pasted from Gripen. They're all Gripens, just with more engine power and more AOA.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
I still don't reach the J10 in game. How does it compare to other Delta canards? Well, J10 is a really fucking cracked fly model for slow speed fights and stall fights. But the main issue is your gun is terrible. You have the GSH-23, and also you don't really have dogfighting missiles. So if you want to make your fly model count, you're gonna have to be really good at aiming and actually really good at dogfighting. There's probably other planes and props and early jets more buffed throughout their time in game, and for top tier, hands down, Rafale. Yeah, I'm not really familiar on anything that happens at lower tiers because I've pretty much only played 9.0 and above. Well, 9.0 is probably like stretching it too much. Like lately I pretty much only play like 10.7 and above, and that's basically what I've always been playing ever since I started playing War Thunder again. So I don't really have a lot of knowledge on how props or early jets are supposed to perform or whatever the fuck. Like, I know stuff like SU-11 and Ariete are
Brake on.
fucking
Warning.
disgusting.
Air brake on. Warning.
But in top tier,
Low.
I think the biggest thing that does not make sense is how Gaijin just makes shit up and has no interest on making things realistic or balanced. Because if you have a look at the background of Gaijin and what they have done in like the last year and a half, like ever since they introduced the flanker, it's always been like absolute abysmal dog shit, and they have basically told the entire community that, hey, the flanker fly model is accurate, shut up and cope. So okay, let's stop coping and accept defeat then. That the MiG-29 and flanker fly models are accurate, then why isn't everything else?
Air brake on.
Like, they know there's a lot of planes that are not accurate at all. Like, nothing, I think nothing 4th gen is realistic whatsoever. I think the only planes that are like somewhat realistic in 4th gens is probably the F-14, and that's it.
Air brake on. Fuel
But
low.
F-16, the developers themselves admitted they don't want to nerf the F-16 slow speed performance because they are afraid it's gonna brick mouse aim. So they're basically just allowing these planes to be like fucking ace combat levels of bullshit because of ARB, because otherwise people would complain. It's not the only reason though. There's a lot of other shit that happened. Like, for example, the F-16 was like, the F-16 when it released, it had like a G limiter that no other plane had. So, you know, it's like they're basically gimping the plane artificially because they're not holding everything to the same standard. And reasonably, people complained, and the flight model got changed, and now, like, one of the only planes that can actually contest your canards is still the F-16 that got added like 2 or 3 years ago. So like, okay, well, if you think this thing is realistic or a certain flight model is realistic, then why isn't everything else? Or why don't you allow certain planes to overperform to the same degree that others do? Afghanistan, Rocky Canyon. Oh wow, Denmark, exciting. Top tier Tunisia, bro. new Delta Canard added to the game. Looks inside Gripen. Yeah, like they're literally copy pasted from the Gripen, believe it or not. Like every single Euro Canard, like right now, well, the four of them, they're just copy pasted from the Gripen. And the main differences are like difference in engine thrust, and some tweaks to the amount of AOA they can pull, and some tweaks to the lift curves. But like overall, yeah, you can go to StatShark and mess around with it. And just to give you an example of how absurd it is, if you take a look at the flanker flight model, all the flankers are basically the same too. They're just basically minor, they have minor tweaks, like in the flight model itself. So you take a look at StatShark and you take a look at something like the AC-30. The amount of lift produced by the AC-30 peaks at around 30 degrees of AOA maximum. So if you pull more than 30 degrees of AOA, which for this plane is nothing, then you start losing lift. So above 30 degrees of AOA, you start losing a lot of lift on this plane, and every single flanker, by the way. However, on stuff like Eurocanards, they don't lose any lift whatsoever up until 50 to 55 degrees of AOA. So Eurocanards with the AOA button, and I showcase it real quick because I think it's hilarious. Take the Rafale, just completely empty main fuel to make it as busted as possible, make it look as busted as I can. Like every single Eurocanard has no penalty to lift whatsoever up until 50 degrees of AOA, which they can barely ever achieve consistently, by the way. They would have to be like super... Like I think the only Eurocanard that can actually pull 50 degrees of AOA consistently is the Eurofighter. So it's still the best plane in the game. So here, for example, I'm just gonna flat turn. You can see I'm basically still pulling 7 Gs at basically stalling speeds. I'm gonna accelerate again. I'm gonna reach 600 kph, and I'm gonna monkey pull. Look at the amount of Gs I'm pulling at these speeds, by the way. So I'm basically pulling like 6 Gs at 400 kph. So 6 Gs at 400 kph, and the AC-30 can only achieve like 3.5. And it's already falling out of the sky. But here's the thing that I mean about lift, right? So here you can see the AOA, those numbers. That's the AOA I'm pulling. So my lift boundary goes all the way up to 50 degrees of AOA. So even if I pull the AOA button here, and I'm basically pulling a perpetual Cobra of around 40 degrees, I'm still generating lift. I'm not receiving any penalty whatsoever because I'm not exceeding 50 degrees. Like, I'm not exceeding 50 degrees. It probably never will. So right now, I'm just basically pulling the stick all the way back, and I have no penalties to lift whatsoever. So, as long as I keep my nose pointed up a little bit to compensate for the AOA, I'm never gonna touch the ground. And look at the speeds I'm flying at. So, Eurocanards do not receive any penalty to lift up until 50 degrees of AOA. So basically like a perpetual Cobra with no consequences. Now, let me show you the AC-30. Every single one of you probably knows exactly what to expect from the AC-30, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Now, the flanker design in real life, like the airframe itself, produces a fucking disgusting amount of lift in real life. Now, for the Su-27s, it's almost impossible to reach the maximum amount of lift because at 25 degrees of AOA, they become way too unstable, and the flight control system is always going to limit them to 25 degrees of AOA. Now, on the Su-27 in real life, you have the Cobra button, like that's how they manage to do Cobras, but what happens in real life is if you exceed the 25 degrees of AOA, the pitch momentum keeps going up, and you're basically completely unable to control the plane during this entire like fraction of the flight, right? So even though the plane can pull more than 25 degrees of AOA with the Cobra, you have no control beyond that, like during this time lapse. So here I exceed 25 degrees of AOA in real life, I'm basically completely unable to control the plane. Because, well, the momentum is too aggressive, and there's barely no airflow going through the elevators or ailerons, so you basically have no control of the plane whatsoever. So, like, in real life, the SU-27s and, like, the normal flankers that do not have thrust vectoring, they are basically unable to reach their maximum amount of lift because the flight control system limitation. The Su-30, however, because it has thrust vectoring, the Su-30 doesn't really give a fuck about being unstable or not, because thrust vectoring is basically allowing the plane to maintain control at any given angle of attack, pretty much. So basically thrust vectoring is gonna transform the entirety of the plane into a gigantic control surface, producing a disgusting amount of lift. But what happens in War Thunder is, here you can see my AOA, 22, 20, so the maximum amount of lift the AC-30 can produce in game is at 32 degrees, 32. So if I maintain a constant 32 degrees, this is literally the best it can possibly get. And here you can see, like, I'm already like trying to control the plane as much as I can to not slam the ground. But the very moment I exceed 32 degrees of AOA, I'm already losing lift. I'm losing lift, and it's also increasing my drag. So look, I'm gonna stay around 50 degrees away AOA on purpose. And like the only reason why I'm not falling out of the sky is because I'm sitting on my engines a little bit. But I'm losing altitude. So what the Rafale was just capable of doing, this thing cannot do. So this thing being capped to 32 degrees, it's like basically obscenely disrespectful. So not only does the plane lack lift overall, because here's the thing, like the Rafale was capable of pulling like 9 Gs at 500 kph. This thing can only pull like 6. And I'm gonna slow down to 400 kph. Take a look at the dial here. I only pull around 4, and the Rafale was pulling 6.5 at this speed. So the flanker basically pulls like 40% less than the Rafale, and also produces like half the lift. So not only does the plane lack lift overall, because I'm unable to pull as many Gs at slower speeds, and that's caused by lift. So not only is the Su-30 lacking lift, but it also starts losing lift way too early at only 32 degrees. Which for the flanker is literally nothing. For this airframe, 32 degrees of AOA in the Su-30 is literally nothing. Like, I think one of the best examples to kind of see how much lift the Su-30 produces is just have a look at airshow footage. Like on air shows, even after doing some really aggressive maneuvers at medium to slower speeds, like the plane is gonna start falling to the ground. Yeah, understandably, it's gonna start losing altitude. But because it produces so much fucking lift, the plane can just recover itself so damn quickly. Like you will see on air shows, like, yeah, the plane is gonna start losing altitude, but in literally in less than 4 seconds, it's capable of recovering and start climbing again. Like, it's absolute fucking insanity. And the other example is, I know it's still DCS. It's an example of DCS because there is a Su-30 mod on DCS that people claim is really realistic. And apparently the guys that created the mod on DCS, apparently they are using classified information for it, which is the reason why they are unable to sell the mod as an official module for DCS, because it's using classified information. But the Su-30 mod on DCS is apparently like really fucking realistic, and it's one of the most insanely busted flight models like you could possibly ever see or use in the entire game. But there's a YouTube video of a guy called Command T. I think his name is Command T or something like that. And he made a video like 1.5 years ago where he takes the SU-30 mod with an updated fly model from a major update they released to the mod last year. And this guy, this YouTuber, tries to recreate an entire air show on the SU-30. And you can see on that footage how fucking insanely hard the plane is pulling, even at super slow speeds. And the guy still said that he feels like the plane is underperforming in lift. So he said something along the lines that the plane is not changing momentum quick enough. So it's not changing its actual vector of lift quick enough. And that basically translates to the fucking plane is not generating enough lift when it's already pulling like almost 9 Gs at 500 kph, which is already like stalling speeds in War Thunder for this plane. So I don't really know the background of this YouTuber, but like he seems like very well rounded and knowledgeable of it. It's still DCS, and of course it's still like a mod, so take it with a grain of salt. But like the fact that people are saying that the mod is so damn realistic in DCS, and the fact that this YouTuber also has like a decent bit of reputation from what I've seen. The guy said that the fucking mod is already like underperforming in lift. Just probably leads you you can just imagine how absolutely absurd this plane could be in real life. And now, if you think the SU-30 or SU-35s are absolutely insane in real life, well, apparently these planes are still losing to combat exercises against the F-22, the F-22 Raptor. So the very moment that plane comes to the game, you can only imagine how disgustingly busted it's gonna be. So like I think kind of like the only copium for flanker fly model to get buffed is to either receive F-22 or that every single nation gets their own thrust vectoring missiles. Either of those has to happen, or both of them have to happen for a fly model of the flanker to be fixed. Because right now it retains way too much speed when you're going too fast, like close to Mach 1. And at slower speeds it's fucking abysmal. And the normal SU-27 is not as apparent because we just got the Cobra button just recently. And like usually you're not perpetually pulling a fuck ton of AOA on these things. Like when you get slow on the flanker, you can only afford to get slow once, and you have to make that approach count. You cannot stay slow forever, otherwise you're just gonna eat shit. So on these planes, the issue is not as apparent. They're still pretty good, but the main issue comes with the SU-30, which is a plane purely designed to perpetually pull disgusting amounts of AOA, and you start noticing the massive lack of lift of the airframe. Actually, hold on. I have replayed from some duels I had against Butters. I was using SU-30 a lot against him. You see, I can fast forward to around halfway through, which is where it got interesting. So I was dueling against him, just SU-30 against F-15A, both practicing. Like, the way I have to fly SU-30 is basically I have to use perfect lines. And at some point, he was completely unable to extend away from me because he was just getting Rs-23 on his ass. So a lot of the duels were like this, where he just forces the head on the very first turn, because it's basically his only chance to win. So here, you can see me like I'm going up, and you can see like the little vortices. These vortices are basically depicting my actual lift vector. And here I'm basically forced to pull the Cobra button to actually pull the nose around. So for me, in order to aim, I have to put like 3 or 4 times more effort than him, because I literally have to control the AOA. I have to take into account the AOA for my bullets. I have to control the thrust vectoring, and I have to control the plane just so I can probably land some bullets on him. And I won that one. Gonna run a few more because I think there's some point where I landed some really fucking nasty shots on him. So here I go up, he goes flat to retain speed, and then he starts going like a spiral upwards. Here I tried to dodge his bullets. I don't know if I would be able to. He doesn't hit, and like I basically just tried doing a backflip to turn around and shoot him, but like currently I have momentum downwards and gravity is gonna make me compress. So because my lift vector is, where's my mouse? So my lift vector right now is like a diagonal towards the ground, and that's basically gonna make my plane compress. And this is the reason why you can see the lift vector here from the wing to board. You see I'm going in this direction. Like I'm basically completely unable to turn around. You can see my plane compressing and just flopping all over the place, and I die. Let me go back before merge. There you go. Okay. Sorry, replay controls are actual dog shit. So here he extends away for raid fight. I already bled way too much speed, so here I literally have to play super passive and careful. Like here, I'm just assuming he's just gonna pull me in at any moment now, and I have to prepare for a counter. Like literally on the SC-30, I basically have to do like literally perfect lines in order to stay alive. So here I do an uppercut, I go up, and I'm basically pulling a fuck ton of lead. So here you can see I'm pointing my nose way ahead of where he's going, because this actually allows me to basically pull lead without pulling too hard, and allows me to regain speed. So here I think I lock him on radar, I lead my missile, and I think I fired 73 around here. Oh, my missiles are not rendering. Okay, that's what's happening. Hold on, we are on 51-minute mark. I'm gonna restart the replay because missiles are not rendering. 50 something. Get rid of the chat box, menu map. So here I merged slower than I should because I'm afraid he will force the head on the first turn, and I have to be slow enough to counter. So we merge. I have to regain speed a little bit and just basically, like, I'm basically a sitting duck. Right now in this position, I'm so fucking slow that he can pull me in at any time, and my only chance is to like do a backflip and try to force a counterattack. He doesn't take it, so I just go up. And here you can see I pull a lot of lead right in front of him. I try to lock him on radar to slave the Seeker and fire a missile around here. Yeah, you can see I have 5 R-73s instead of 6, so they're not rendering. And none of these are hitting because he's going like super fast and just flaring and staying above me. Here I basically do a backflip, keep firing 73s until he just maybe runs out of flares or dies. Now here, because I'm so fucking slow and I'm already like far below him, like all he's gonna do is he's gonna land on top of me. And like my only choice is basically to just pull AOA and hopefully have good enough aim to maybe hit him. He decides to not take the head on and just evades. I'm basically falling over my ass right now. With I basically have nothing I can do against him right now. Fuck. There. So I have no more altitude to sacrifice for thrust vectoring, and I'm just basically like completely out of options. And there he just runs out of fuel. I remember having a fucking nasty clip where I'm just basically flying backwards and I hit him from like 1.5 kilometers away. But I think in the way I have Streamlabs set up, I cannot show it. So here he just goes for the head on the first turn, and I have no other choice but to commit. He misses the shots, I land mine, and oh, that's the one. That's the clip I was talking about. Hold on, let me rewind, repeat it, because I think it's hilarious. Around here, slow down. Okay, there we go. So we merge. He just pulls far harder than me. Like, look at how tight his turn radius is compared to mine. And this is like literally a side view. Like, what you're seeing there is literally as hard as the GC30 can pull, because once you get slower than 700 kph, if you pull manual control, the plane is gonna pull the Cobra. So like right there, he's already immediately cut me off. So yeah, you can literally see this fucking disparity in the flight models. So he cuts me off, goes for the head on the first turn, and look. I hit him a few times. And here I'm basically flying backwards. And I hit him again. Here I rotate in place and recover the plane. Like, this is literally the kind of disgusting aim I had to develop on the SU-30 to actually make the flight model good. Like, if you wanna like actually have a chance in the SU-30 or flankers overall, you need to be really fucking good at aiming. Because if your thrust vectoring approach does not count, you're fucking dead. Simple as that. Like, you see the fucking clips I had posted on my previous videos on my channel. You see the fucking shots I land with the gun on this thing. It's because you're kind of forced to. You're literally forced to develop godlike aim if you want to make your approach count. Let's see from the perspective of Butters. This is basically like the exact same clip, but like from his perspective. So he merges, immediately pulls and cuts me off. He misses his head-on shots. I hit mine. And here I'm basically flying backwards and I hit him again. That's the kind of shit I literally had to make on the SU-30 in order to make the flight model look good. Like, the SU-30 is not a good flight model. Like, literally the way I have to make this flight model look good, or what I have to do in order to make it work, is I basically have to be a fucking spiteful, autistic piece of shit that only plays flankers for like 1.5 years. So I literally know this entire flight model like in pure muscle memory. This flight model is completely engraved in muscle memory. I'm severely autistic, severely obsessed with the fucking plane itself, and just severely obsessed with just getting better and better at the game. Like, you literally have to be the most insanely fucking autistic piece of shit to make this plane work consistently. I'm not talking about getting lucky with a backflip shot in 73. I'm talking about like pure consistency. It's kind of, yeah, kind of what you have to do on this plane. And that's kind of why, like, as much as I fucking love it, I got tired of using it because the workload is just insanely high. And you gotta keep in mind, these are duels on minimum fuel. So this is literally as good as performance you're gonna get on the SU-30. Because on EC, if you're a little bit too heavy and you happen to merge with a little bit too many missiles strapped, then you just go. See, it doesn't even make any fucking lift for me to actually save the plane from crashing. I actually got a good collection of clips. I'm probably gonna be dueling Butters the next few days. Just keep clip farming and make a video out of it. I was dueling earlier with him, with MiG-29 against 15C. And I think I made him a little bit angry. By the way, MiG-29 against F-15C is a really good matchup. Like, it's really balanced. It's slightly in favor of MiG-29. But like, overall, it's a really fun matchup because both planes are very similar. Like, if you take the MiG-29 with 35% fuel, like, the flight model is basically identical to the F-15. So here I merge, I go up, and I immediately offset the trajectory. I just pull flat to get just next to him. Here we're basically like, both of our trajectories are the closest they're gonna get. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna pull harder to prevent him from getting too far away. I dip the nose down to regain some speed, and here I'm basically uppercutting his trajectory and intercepting him. He's still retaining speed, he's not panicking yet. Here I'm getting a little bit too slow, and here what I'm gonna do, you can see his trajectory, like, he's going downwards this way, like around here. So what I'm doing is I'm pointing my nose down immediately to try to intercept his flight path. So I still have a decent bit of speed and a lot of altitude, so what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna cut him off on his way down, and his only choice is to go up to, like, either force me to pulling harder or just evade my nose. Here I think I managed to bait him into a stall fight. And he gets... I think it's like halfway through, I got like a super fucking nasty shot on him, and he got angry. He's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm probably gonna make a video out of it. You'll see it in like the next few days. Because I like messing with Butters. Completely off topic, but this capability that the SU-30 has just to rotate in place, it's just nuts for me. Yeah, well, imagine if the fucking flight model was accurate. Yeah, I'm basically clip farming Butters because he's bad. No, it's not here. I wanna see, there was a fucking head-on shot where he got fucking pissed. Where is he? It's definitely like halfway through. By the way, if anyone wonders who Butters is, he is literally the absolute best F-15 dueler. Like if any of you thinks this guy is bad, you should definitely duel him. He's actually terrible at the game. Wow, he died. He sucks. I want to find that clip. That shit was hilarious. What about duels in SU-33? It should technically get more left because of wing area, or it barely gonna matter. No, the flight model is basically like kind of copy-pasted from Flanker. It doesn't have more lift, no. It doesn't. It's just heavier and more dragging. The only thing that kind of makes it feel like it has more lift is the fact that it can pull a little bit more AOA and has a little bit better like stall characteristics, so to say. But like, nah, SU-33 is actual dog shit. Every single flanker for dueling is dog shit except for 27SM and J11B. Because the thing about 27SM is really good at raid fighting. Way too good at raid fighting. Way better than he should be. By a lot. Oh, that's the head-on. There he was. He got fucking pissed here. So we merge. I do my usual, like, just go up. Here I pull back, and I just try to get besides him or underneath him. Now, on the previous merges, he usually decided to keep going flat and keep offsetting and raid fighting going all the way down. But here, he decided to go up again and force another head-on. Because I think he was not having a good time. So here, he gets the nose on first. Like you can see, he got nose on first, starts shooting. And the very moment I get nose on, I shoot. His pilot gets nuked. Just fucking obliterated his pilot. And I think it was the round after that I managed to hit a shot from like 1 kilometer away in a raid fight. Yeah, I know you got angry. That's what I was holding my fucking laugh so hard because I knew if I fucking laughed, you would have fucking rage quit. like Butters is a really good friend, and I don't really like when he gets frustrated when dueling because like I'm not doing it like on purpose to shit on him or make him angry, but like, you know, like he is that fucking locked in that if he's not winning, he gets fucking angry. And getting angry about losing is one of the first steps to actually getting better at the game. Here I tried to avoid his nose for as long as possible. On his way down I tried to reverse here and land on top of him. But I think I ended up reversing in the wrong direction. And what the fuck is happening? Yeah, I ended up reversing in the wrong direction and he just gets away from me. Oh. Yeah, I got a hit and then we just trade after this, I think. Yeah. You just basically hit each other. I didn't laugh. Like I was literally I was holding it so fucking hard. Like the only thing you were able to hear was like that shit was so funny. You know, like maybe if you played a little bit better, you wouldn't be losing. And if you wouldn't be losing, you wouldn't get angry. But well, oh wow, he look, Butters crash is bad. I just want to see the fucking clip where I just snipe his ass from like 2 kilometers away. Pull up, and I just pulled massive lag to slot in behind him and force a raid fight. Because I don't want to force head-ons. Like I can, and I'm probably gonna win like 70 or 80% of all head-ons because I had good aim. But like it just makes it boring. So that's why I decided to not do it. Just play passive, like cook properly. Here, I just basically try to get my trajectory as close as I can to him to maybe bait a raid fight. I mean, a stall fight. But anyway, here I have a lot of speed, we create a separation, and he's going a little bit too slow. And I think on this head-on, I probably just fucking miss the shots. Or I only get like a hit. Yeah, I get a hit and I immediately dodge. But like, that hit was not enough to actually kill him. So now here, I think he gets nose on first and kills me. Yeah, I don't know, I think we both just whiffed. Let me fast forward to the next one. I woke up my kid from her nap, dude. Yeah, I just fucking heard you scream. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was literally holding my fucking laugh so hard. Butter's bad. Damn, I don't know where that clip was. I don't remember if it was like before you got pissed or after. I just want to see the snipe. I just want to see it. Because bro thought he was safe raid fighting like Mac Jesus, and I just sniped his ass from across the fucking circle. Here I have a hunch I'm just gonna run out of fuel and jay out. Oh, never mind, I just clapped. Man, no, I don't know where that clip is. But that shit was funny. That was fucking funny. I also showed the one where I'm dueling you with SU-30 and I'm basically flying backwards and I snipe your ass 1 kilometer away. Like probably like 10 minutes ago on the stream. That's so funny, dude. But yeah, SU-30, my absolute most favorite plane ever. It's dog shit. And I got tired of using it because I just cannot handle the fucking workload anymore. Especially when any fucking dumbass playing this piece of shit can just do absolutely everything I do with no effort required. So, yeah. There you go. That's the stream, and that's the copium. And you guys should duel Butters. He's bad at the game. Like, you should guys, you should help him just get better because he's bad, and he gets angry, and I think it's hilarious. Bro got so fucking pissed, woke up his kid from a nap. That's wow. What a irresponsible dad. Incredible. Amazing copium there is in. As always, yeah. The main difference is at least I'm like good enough of the game where I can actually afford to cope. Because I know how things work. Go get 82 kills in EC. Best I was able to do was 68. So no. And if you want me to get 82 kills on EC, well, that would kind of require the opposition to stick around. Oh, there's another Afghan going, but I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go eat. Woke up way too early and I haven't had breakfast, so I'll go do that. Sin laughs like Captain Matias Torres. You're literally Ace Combat villain. What do you mean, like? What do you mean, laugh? Like, a fucking maniac laugh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that person is. It was the string of kills. There were 3 in a row that you killed me so fast, and I kept missing shots. Where dumbass, just fucking get good at aiming. Here, let me show every single one of you a little secret. If you want to get good at aiming, you're gonna go to the Russian tech tree, open this tab, go to SU-39, test flight, minimum load, hopefully empty or whatever, just jettison everything. You go to test drive, and here's what you're gonna do. Gonna drop everything you have. You set the trim to -9%, set the throttle to 70, and if you want to get good at aiming, here's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to set the air-to-ground sight for guns, and you're gonna strafe ground targets for like 3 hours until you get fucking good at it. So here, strafe 1, strafe 2, extend away a little bit, turn back in, and keep strafing them until you get fucking bored, or until you get fucking good at it. Because the SU-25 is not easy to fly, it doesn't have damping, and it rocks a fuck ton. So, you have to practice a fuck ton of coordination to fly this thing. Because, here's the thing, right? This thing has damping, quote unquote, but damping only works for rudder. It doesn't work for any of the other axes. And here you can see, like, the plane is basically a rocking chair, up and down. So you can imagine how much of a pain in the ass it is to aim these guns. So, if you want to strafe ground targets like that, if you want to get good at aiming, you're gonna have to coordinate everything to fly the plane and keep it stable. And you also have to get really, really quick at aiming to actually get as many targets in a single pass as you can. And control the recoil too. There you go. Do that for like a week and now you're good at aiming. You can thank me later. Just gonna wait for the J60 and hope Gaijin fixes the flanker fly model until there. Man, I literally gave up on that hope. Like, MiG-29 will never be good. We will never have a MiG-29 with our 73s that it should have in real life. Flanker will never be good because if this thing was accurate, it would have the entire bracket coping. The very moment we get 13.3, well, guess what? This thing is gonna clap everything. Together with SU-34, which is also 13.3, and MiG-29, which is also 13.3. So you can only imagine what these motherfucking planes will be able to do if their flight model was accurate. Same as the flanker on that bracket. There's still chance it might get fixed in the future, because it's not that the flight model is underperforming, it's just that it's completely made up, and it's basically like a role reversal, because flanker right now is way too good at rate fighting and way too dog shit at slow speeds. And I think the slower speed performance is more important, because rate fighting performance doesn't really matter, because you can just play Mirage 2000 trajectory and sit inside their circle forever and just offset. So if this thing was accurate, it would literally fucking nuke the bracket. And right now, if this thing was accurate, like I think I'm gonna glaze myself a little bit. I think I already showcased more than enough what this plane is capable of doing in the hands of an autistic piece of shit like me. So if this thing was accurate, it would nuke the fucking top tier. Because if we have a look at everything that this plane has to offer, it has an IRST, which is really handy for, you know, sneak attacks and ambushing. It has one of the best radars in the game. I would probably say the best one, together with the one in Rafale. Like, they're similar. But I prefer the one in the SU-30. One of the most goated radars in the game. 14 missiles, and every single one of them is good as fuck. You have trust vectoring, which is really fucking useful if you get good at it. And in case the fly model was accurate, like you could just fucking clap anything at slower speeds. And you will literally be able to middle finger any kind of raid fight. Any. So yeah, there's still a little bit of a chance that flankers might get adjusted, but in the future. The thing about the flanker fly model is that it's way too good at raid fighting, way too dog shit at slow speeds. So instead of getting buffed, it actually has to be reworked, like significantly. And especially the SU-30. Now, in the future, well, China has a lot of different flanker variants they can still get. And Russia also has, like, SU-30 SM2, which I have no idea if we'll ever get it. But most importantly, the SU-35S is going to have to deal with more modern Typhoons and the F-22 Raptor and a bunch of other shit that is probably even more broken than anything we have right now. So if these flankers just remain as dog shit as they are right now, well, they're just going to be insanely fucking unenjoyable to fly. Like, if people actually had fun flying missile boats, then everyone should be enjoying their Tornado, right? But they're not. Come farm F-18 at 13.0. Nah, I'm gonna call it for now. I'm probably gonna play later, but 13.0. I don't really have anything good on Red 4 against 13.0. And I refuse to play this piece of shit. Not against Fox 3s. Not with only Blue 4 is allowed to have modern Fox 3s on their planes. You wanna know what this is? You guys know this plane? You wanna know how many battles I have on it? Go Aviation, Israel, nothing. I refuse to play this piece of shit. At least Rafale, like in Rafale, I can at least play on either side. I can play on red, I can play on blue, and I can shit on people on either side. So everyone gets equal dose of hands. But in this thing, like if 13.0 wasn't so fucking dead, like playing this kind of planes is just basically like opening up the coffin and taking a shit inside it and burying it again. What exactly is happening at 13.0? Let me have a look. So 13.0 America. What do we have here? We have France. So this guy is flying Mirage 2000, which is a NATO plane. Mirage 2000, which is a NATO plane. This guy is definitely flying the Gripen A. Another Mirage 2000. And there's only two people. Wow, Aerothorl is fucking flying something like MiG-29 or Jack 141. So like the only two planes or two nations that are absolutely not viable right now are these two guys in Russia on this bracket, because they have absolutely nothing to compete here. This other Denmark match, guess what? NATO plane, NATO plane, NATO plane, NATO plane, NATO plane, and a single Russian guy. What could he possibly be flying? Jack 141 seems like. And MiG-29 maybe. What else? This is the sign I just looked at. Let me see if I can find more lobbies with friends. Nope, never mind. So yeah, if you want to play 13.0, just play NATO. Because nothing else is viable. And by the way, the premium F2 has a grip and fly model, but better at slower speeds. It also has an ASA radar, and it has the AM3s, which are 9Ms with more range. So, if you thought 13.0 wasn't already fucking dead, then F2 is just gonna open up the casket and take a couple shits inside it and bury it again, over and over. Like, that bracket has already been dead for like more than a year, and it just keeps getting worse. So, I ended up dueling against Sentoku on the depth server. I was literally using Rafale against them, and at least on those duels against them, like we were still messing around. We were not like super hyper competitive, just focused on going full try hard. But on those duels, Rafal was winning like 70 out of 30. So to say that ratio, 70 out of 30, or maybe 60 to 40. So the F2 is likely gonna be the third best flying model in the game. And the only things like capable of beating the F2 consistently, if both people have an equal amount of thumbs, is gonna be Rafal and Eurofighter, which by the way are 14.0. So the F2 that's gonna sit at 13.0, which is a premium, is gonna be far more accessible to anyone, is gonna nuke the entire bracket. It's gonna be the best flying model in the entire bracket. Maybe the Gripen will be able to go toe-to-toe with it, but the Gripen is not gonna win consistently. I'll be on later. More duels. You can live stream them for content. Yes. I'm just gonna make slop content to get views, and maybe I can get into the CC program to get free shit from Gaijin. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask them for a rental for J7D. I'm gonna ask for a rental, and I'm gonna grind the entire Chinese tech tree in that single month of rental I get. 15A and 16A surely put up a fight. No, I don't think you understand how bossy the F2 fly model is. They stand a chance, but I think the F2 wins. 16A only has like the trick of pulling 18Gs trim turning at close to Mach 1, because the lift boundary is a little bit bigger, so it can actually pull harder at higher speeds. But the F2 just pulls way harder at slower speeds, and it has infinite lift. So if the fight goes to medium to slower speeds, the F2 wins. Against 15A, the F2 wins. Because I have already dueled against Butters against his 15A, and like Rafal was winning very easily, and not because of him, but because the plane he was flying. Like, I think 15A doesn't stand a chance against Rafal. So the fact that when I dueled Sentoku, I was having a much harder time against the F2, like I can just safely assume the 15A is not gonna stand a chance. Like on equal amount of hands, like the F2 wins. Did you know the funniest thing about the C10 is you don't have to grind anything? Like, this thing is basically spaded from the get-go. Pretty much. Like, you have like all the missiles. Like, you have a good kid, you have a couple of Fox 3s, a couple of IRs. That's literally like all you need. You're already set. Except for maybe chaff, but you know, you can just multi-path. Like, there's barely any threat on this bracket. Does it have a G indicator though? Okay, yeah, it does have a G indicator. Let's see how hard this thing can pull compared to everything else. So on damping, wow, on damping it's already pulling harder than the SC30. Oh yeah, I forgot the HMD has G indicator. So if I monkey pull all the way, I can pull 9 Gs all the way down to 550. Now let's see how hard it can pull with manual control. I'm gonna accelerate to around 1000. Here I pull with manual. Wow, look, 14 Gs. Now, I have never used the C10 on an EC match, but let's say, for example, I'm running derbies right now. I'm multi-pathing. I'm about to merge with a fucking F-16 or something. Well, guess what? I merged with Afterburner off. All 15 Gs. HMD the guy. and launch a derby. Wow, he's dead. Did you see that? How did I win that engagement? I just played the correct plane. Like, oh, well, your plane cannot pull 15 Gs on manual like mine can. Well, cope. So even if the flight model is drag, it still generates lift and pulls more than enough. You don't really need energy retention when you can just fucking monkey ball on the first turn and win. Wow, I just did a fucking 180 in like 3 seconds. And there goes the derby. Gonna try it again. Okay, this guy is here. So if I happen to merge with somebody, I would just merge with manual control, like this, gate the HMD lock, and fire the missile, and wow, there you go, I win. If not, I can always do the funny with manual control and force a stall fight. Wow. Truly one of the planes of all time. Truly a balanced bracket. See, the main reason why top tier just keeps feeling worse and worse and worse and worse is because everything is just fucking ace combat. But there are planes that are actually allowed to behave like an ace combat, while others do not. Anyway, enough japping. I go eat. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys around.